Robinson is?
I do not.
He's called Lil Nate. Lil Nate, he was a referee, mainly in WCW, now in WWE, that looked like and acted like Ric Flair. He was like the referee for Ric Flair in like a crap ton of matches.
Was that planned?
What?
Like, he was supposed to look like Ric Flair?
Well, I think he was a
like
referee.
A follower, or?
Well, he was a referee, but then I think people were like, hey, we can do something with this.
Uh-huh.
So then they started calling him Lil Nate, and then certain times, if he was refereeing Ric Flair's match, 1, 2, 3, like fast count and all this. So he actually was there, just there to meet people and sign shit and whatever. So the next thing was I get a message from Ed, and he was like, you'll never guess who is just walking around. And I'm like, who? And he said, Ricky Rackman. I'm like,
what? No.
What?
Oh, I did see the pictures, and I was impressed because I used to love watching him on Head Bangers
Right. So I was like, wait a minute. Like MTV Ricky Rackman? He's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, oh. So of course Ed already got his selfie. He already done claimed it. And then I start seeing other people's. I'm like, oh, I gotta get one.
He wasn't even a guest there. He just came to check it out. Does he live there?
I don't know if he lives there, but he's Dee Snider was there. So I think for the most part he was there because of Dee Snider.
Right.
So
I would
he
be there
came
because of Dee Snider.
And whatever. So that was super cool. Ended up getting my little selfie with that. And yeah, I mean, we had all the Friday the 13th, Heather Langenkamp, all them from the 3rd, which is the Dream Warriors one. So everybody was super fucking awesome.
That's one of my favorite ones.
Oh yeah, I would say that's one of the best. But yeah, so that, and then I'm trying to think what else we ended up doing. I don't know. Actually, there was a lots of parts that I don't remember in the nighttime because I was really intoxicated.
Yeah, the party looked fun.
Oh yeah, which one?
The one where you guys dressed up and Ed was in his Zua suit.
Oh, that was the VIP party.
And you had on the fancy stretch pants and belt.
Yes, that was the VIP party.
You look wicked skinny in that.
Oh, thanks. It was. Just,
I know you're not supposed to tell girls that because you're supposed to be body conscious or whatever.
No.
But I feel like when you look super skinny and someone tells you, "Hey, you look really skinny in that picture,"
right?
Like I don't be like, "How dare you?" I'm like, "Thank you." Which picture? What did I look like? What was I wearing? Because I'm gonna wear that all.
So yeah, I don't know. It was a super good time. Always have a good time at Days of the Dead. I ended up getting a couple toys. Ed more than me. So we had our buddy who sells the pops.
Uh-huh.
So he was there. So on Sundays usually are, hey, let's get the fuck out of here as early as possible. Let's go walk around the vendor hall. Let's go buy some shit. So we went down and...
Pretty much what we did at Astronomicon on Sunday.
Yeah, you gotta make your rounds on Sunday. But yeah, we got some pops, and Ed ended up he was trying to get that fucking Tony the Tiger. But it's just so much. I was like, bro, you can't do it now. I was like, you gotta wait.
Yeah.
You need a down payment on it. Like, it is almost a down payment on a house. Like, it's fucking stupid. A goddamn Tony the Tiger. And there's 2 different ones. So... we ended up he got Speedy Gonzalez because of the name.
Yeah.
Of course. So, that was a good one. I got like a Power Ranger too. Got a Game of Thrones. So the other thing that I got from my awesome friend David J. Getz, every time I see him, he brings me and Ed a gift.
Nice.
Yeah, like every time. This time he got me a Xena Warrior Princess not even DVD. VHS box set, still sealed. I was like, oh my god, like it was so exciting. Like that's another thing I collect. I collect Xena Warrior Princess / Hercules because they did they were crossover a lot.
It's like He-Man and She-Ra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of that, and so right now it's still downstairs. I gotta box it all up. Ed's still getting fucking mystery boxes.
I know you guys been dropping stuff off in storage.
Yeah. I just keep adding to it. But it's pretty filled.
I bet.
Yeah. But we're getting close. We're looking at houses. It's going pretty good.
It's going up June 21st.
21st. It's actually the day we are heading down to Days of the Dead, Indianapolis. Well, going up to, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll be heading there, and that's when we're putting this house on the market, and hopefully it fucking sells quick.
Are you going to do an open house that weekend
Yeah.
while you're not here? That's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, because my realtor was like, yeah, you should totally do it. I'm like, fucking A.
Like, that would be
You're
perfect.
the fucking professional.
Have one every day.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. We're not even down. He's like, that's fucking great. I'm like, okay. So I just got to drop off the animals with the mother. She doesn't know yet. I'm like, yeah, you're going to have to take this whole bunny cage.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to hoard my 3 cats. I'll give you money.
Let me know. I can come over and help you, like, super clean real good.
Okay, yeah.
Because, you know, people look at that.
I know.
Like dicks.
Mm-hmm. No, I'll be honest though, we're being dicks too when we're looking at houses.
Oh yeah, you should.
Yeah, because I'm like, no, this is it. This is fucking it. So.
Yeah, we'll make sure there's like perfect lines in the carpet.
What? Yeah.
Because I was at open house before when me and Dave were looking at houses forever ago.
Yeah.
And this one lady was like, look how they vacuum the carpet. They can't take care of their house that well. And I was like, mental note.
What? To be fair though, that is why I've been cutting my grass. Well, Ed's cut the grass the last 2 times, but
what?
I ended up. Dude, he's so excited about it.
But that's like the only 2 times though,
exactly
in
in
your entire
life.
marriage, right?
In life.
Oh, in life.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So I ended up just cutting the grass. Like, I finished up today, so I'm like, okay, I gotta make sure that I go in fucking lines. I gotta go in lines, because usually when I cut my grass, I'm like all over the fucking.
Do you do the angle? Do you do the angled cut? You should do that. People like that. That like corner to corner cut.
That's
like a baseball field.
You can't do that in my yard.
You can. You can do it in any yard.
I don't know. They're like
not your front
straight.
yard.
Not my front. Well.
Yeah, fuck your front yard.
Yeah. No, the backyard. They're getting what they get. Well, because it's complicated. Because my yard has fucking trees and.
Yeah, you just gotta work
shit everywhere. Well, they're lucky they're getting lines.
Yeah.
Ugh. So yeah, so the house, all that good shit, leading into the Days of the Dead in Indy. So excited for that one though. John Leguizamo.
Oh, I love John Leguizamo.
See, another reason you gotta go.
I know.
John Leguizamo.
So Dave, when you listen to this podcast on Wednesday, I'm going to Days of the Dead with Heather in Indianapolis.
Surprise.
This podcast is my mark that I told you about it.
So everybody can come over and be like, dude, so Jade announced to everybody.
Yeah.
That she's going.
So when you say you didn't know, I'll be like, I literally told 1,000 people.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
There's so many cameras, I'm not sure where to look anymore. Like, should we look at the YouTube? Because.
I don't know. I say YouTube.
I say YouTube because that's where.
Even though we're not hating on the Facebook people.
We're not.
You know.
At all. But we wish you'd go to YouTube.
Yeah. Fuckers.
You don't even have to subscribe.
I mean,
we would like for you to subscribe.
Please.
We appreciate it. And also, if any of you who are listening to our podcast on iTunes, if you could go ahead and rate us to help us to chart, that would be appreciated.
On which one?
iTunes.
Oh.
So if they review us and they give us 5 stars or whatever they give us, right. I hope 5 stars.
You don't have to give us 5. Give us honest opinion.
But we would really appreciate it. We're like an eBay seller. If you're dissatisfied with our podcast in any way, before you not give us 5 stars on iTunes, you could just pop us an email to bestfriendshowpodcast@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
We'll gladly address any concerns that you have, but we're not showing our boobs.
No boobs.
So
my husband doesn't even get to see my boobs.
Anything other than that, we'll listen to and see. Like some people said, why don't you do the top 5 anymore? You guys haven't did it for like 2 episodes. And we're like, you're right. And we really like doing that. And we're bringing that shit back. So we've had it the last couple of episodes. So now it's back. So we listen to your feedback.
Back again.
And we love you guys. So thanks everyone for joining.
Top 5's back. Tell a friend.
Yeah. And we're both doing our own top 5 this week too.
Yes.
So and it'll be a little longer.
We'll get to that. But real quick, because we always talk about what we drinking, and we've had a really long, hard 2 weeks. So we are super classy today, and we are drinking the Moscato. And Jade has ice in hers.
And I have the Junkyard Dog cup.
Yes, she has the Junkyard Dog. And then I have the fancy wine glass. And we have strawberries in there. So the wine gets sucked into strawberries, and then you can just...
Then you see us eating them. And it is a mango strawberry Moscato.
I don't know. Technology is fucking super
killing us
right
today.
now.
Yes.
Thanks, Obama.
Do we still get to blame Obama?
I never blamed this is the only...
Well, people always said thanks Obama, but I just feel like now, I don't know, it sounds better than thanks Donald.
Yeah.
Because that really sounds like I'm blaming him. So, thanks Donald.
Yeah.
Maybe it is, right? Because they just voted on net neutrality, right? Isn't that going into effect where they can slow down our speed if we don't pay more money?
Shenanigans. See, I always try to rape us.
Yes. So what have we been doing the last couple weeks? So you did Days of the Dead. My last couple weeks have been pretty busy. My little son went to Washington, D.C.
Yay, I saw the pit. Yeah, tell that.
So that was kind of a shit show. So he left on Tuesday. Everything in the morning was great. He had like a little, I dropped his luggage off with him around 6:30 in the morning. They had like a little special brunch. Then they left their school at 11:30. Their flight wasn't until 11:30, but it was over 100 kids. So it takes time. Well, they flew out of Columbus too, so it was a 2-hour drive.
Oh my gosh.
So once you get all the kids loaded up, and then 2 hours, you're probably not there, and then off, you're probably not there until like 2:30.
So 100 kids on one flight.
Yeah, they were all on one flight. Last year they had to go on 2 flights because it was 100 kids, but this year they were able to accommodate them all on one flight. So they drove to Columbus and they went to fly out. My son sends me this picture and is like, we're on the plane, yay. And I'm like, you're going to have the greatest time, you know, because I'm super excited for him. He loves history. He loves social studies and stuff.
Yeah, I saw all the photos.
He gets all, like, that's the class he gets the best grades in, is that in science. So I was so excited for him to go. And then, so he was already a little freaked out because they were flying Southwest. And Southwest already had, like, the chick almost getting sucked out, and she ended up dying. And then, like, 3 days later, they had the window crack in the middle of the flight.
Yeah, lately they have...
Yeah, they haven't, you know, they've been struggling. So he was a little nervous. But then once he was going to get on the flight, I was like, great, perfect, everything is going well. Then they get yanked off the flight because there's a tornado warning.
Oh,
and then they have to take shelter in the stairway. So there's 110 kids yanked off this flight. They're in the terminal stairs. You know, all their shit is on the plane. There's a guy in the corner with a baby who looks like he wants to murder people. I can only imagine what that was like. Like, it was a baby, not like a toddler. It was like a baby. So I'm like, I would probably want to murder people too if I was surrounded by so many kids.
Right.
So he sends me the thing and he's like, chance of death, there's a tornado. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm at my older son's lacrosse thing at the time, at his lacrosse banquet. So I'm like, man, this is... So now I'm stressed about that, right? So then I start seeing all these flights get canceled. Then his flight gets canceled. And I'm like, oh no, his flight is canceled. So I'm like, what is happening? What are they going to do? Are they coming back? And then all of a sudden, their flight was back on. It was just delayed. So now their flight is delayed. And I'm like, okay, their flight's delayed. They're probably going to leave. And it's completely clear.
Okay.
Like, it's totally fine now. So then I'm looking, I'm seeing another flight that was going to Washington, D.C. at the same time as his left. But his didn't. And I'm like, why didn't his flight leave? Well, it was just because that one went to Atlanta and then Washington, D.C. So I tracked that flight to Atlanta and was delayed going to Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay.
So it just looked like anything going into Washington, D.C. was delayed. So I'm like, okay, well, when's this happening? Well, we sent him with $100 for the week for spending money. We thought that was sufficient because he's only gone for like 4 days, right? They leave on Tuesday, come back on Saturday.
Well, and that's the thing. I'm sure certain things were paid for already.
Well, all their food was paid for.
Oh, shit.
Except for lunch, which they were supposed to pay for their own lunch at the airport. Okay. So and then they go to the grocery store so they could buy little snacks. Like, so Tuesday night when they get in, they go to the grocery store. They go like grocery shopping and buy little snacks for the week.
Yeah.
So we figure like he'd probably spend like $20 on snacks because I packed him some snacks too. So it was like he'll buy his lunch and then he'll buy some snacks. So that'll probably leave him like $60 for souvenirs.
Okay.
So we thought that was sufficient. And then they were at the airport, so they ate lunch at the airport at like 3 o'clock. And then their flight was delayed. And then the time just kept ticking. And I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Because it was like the flight was canceled, then it was just delayed. And then they were like, he texted me at like 8:15 and said they're going to cancel the flight again. I'm like, where are they going to find a bus to bring back 110 kids to Cincinnati?
Right.
And then he's like, never mind, it's back on. We're going to go at 9:15. And then he's like, they said they'll give us update at 9:45. And like they still hadn't ate dinner.
Jeez.
So dinner was paid for, in Washington D.C. Well, so then he had to buy his dinner there, and he bought Subway, and it was $13 for a 12-inch sub.
Oh my God.
Just the sub at Subway in the airport in Columbus.
Mm.
So he ends up spending half of his money at the airport, and him and his friends ate all of his snacks for the week at the airport because some of his friends didn't have very much money.
Right.
So it was
Plus,
like,
he's a nice kid.
yeah, he's super nice. So he's always like, well, if you're hungry, I have Pop-Tarts or whatever. So they do that. So at midnight, he's still not on the flight, and they still haven't canceled it. Then he texts me and says, they're going to cancel our flight. We're going to have to sleep on the floor here at the airport. I'm like, oh no. So I tweet to Southwest.
That's when I saw your tweet. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I'm like, what is going on with my little son's flight? I'm like, you're going to have 110 kids sleeping on the floor in a terminal. This is a problem. That's what I put. This is a problem. And then like 10 minutes later, Southwest tweeted me back and is like, we expect a midnight, so sorry, we expect a midnight departure. Well, it's like fucking 12:02. Like, so I text Gage and I'm like, are you on the flight? And he goes, no, we're still waiting. And then about 20 minutes later, he texts me and goes, never mind. And then I go, does that mean you're getting on the plane?
Exactly.
What's happening? He doesn't text me back, of course. And then about 20 minutes later, he texts me again and says, we're on the flight. We're leaving. So they left Columbus at like 12:35, landed in Washington, D.C. around 2:15, got their luggage, got to their hotel at 3 a.m., and then had to get back up at 5 for their day. Because they had
my God.
They had an appointment at the Capitol building and was getting a tour by one of the representatives.
But
so they had to be there on time because they couldn't cancel it. It was too late to cancel, so they had to be there. So like the first picture of the day when they're all on their trip is the entire bus is asleep.
It's so haggard. Like,
it rained the entire week while they were there, and they actually renamed the trip the name of his middle school, and then said Washington D.C. Drip 2018 or whatever, because it rained so much, and like his feet. It was almost like he had jungle rot to his feet because his feet were wet like the whole week.
Yeah.
So he never had time for his shoes to dry out because they got up at like 5 or 6 in the morning and they didn't get back to the hotel until like between 8 and 10 every day. So it was like just leaving them out for those few hours wasn't enough time for them to dry.
Right. You don't think about bringing another pair of shoes.
Yeah, but like I had bought him the year before my other son went, and it had rain, so he didn't have rain poncho. And I felt horrible. He had sweatshirts, but I felt horrible because here he is like standing there getting rained on. I'm like, I'm the worst mom ever. So this year, like I sent him with a rain poncho and an umbrella.
Yeah.
So, but then you don't think about like his feet are probably gonna get wet. So he didn't have a second pair of shoes. I'm sure the majority of kids did not have a second pair of shoes.
You don't.
Because they're very adamant about like, you're only there for 4 days. Only bring clothes for 4 days, not 7. Blah blah blah. So I did pack them like a couple extra pairs of shorts and a couple extra shirts and a couple pairs of socks. So I really did send him like with 6 days of clothes, just because I was worried it was gonna rain and then his feet would be wet.
Right.
But then you don't think about like his shoes are wet, so he's putting dry socks into wet shoes. So his feet were like this weird like white from being wet all week. But then by the next day after he was home, it was all fine. But he had a great time, and he sent us a bunch of pictures. And
yeah, like I said, I saw you tweeted Southwest. I'm like, oh Lord, because of course I was already in Charlotte. I'm like, oh poor Jade, poor Gage is dealing with all this bullshit. But then I saw I was like, well, Gage got there because within the next couple days, I'm seeing like all these pictures and everything.
Yeah, so and then I was just glad he got there.
It's so frustrating.
But I know he was stressed about coming home.
Yeah, dude.
Because they had a bunch of storms there too.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, please don't be like this on the way home.
So, next Friday at sorry, Mom, you're probably going to be the one that takes me, but 5 in the morning, my flight's at 5:50, and I'm going either to DC or Philly first, and then from there up to Ottawa. So my connecting flight is only 45 minutes apart, and I'm like, I've already had to deal with this before. Oh my God. In my mind, I know I'm going to miss that. I know there's going to be a delay in Cincinnati because there's always a fucking delay in Cincinnati.
I think the thing that you need to worry, I would be more worried about missing your connection flight if you were flying through Atlanta.
Yeah, because that's a big ass fucking airport.
Well, it's the biggest airport in the US, I think. And then they always have delays. Yeah. So when you go to Atlanta, you have to have a 3-hour window between your current flight and your next flight. But I know that Philly's pretty good, and Washington, D.C., Dulles Airport is really good about being on time.
Good.
But it just depends on how far.
About the Canada. But I'm super excited. I haven't transferred any money or did the money exchange yet. I figured I'd just do that in the airport.
I would do it at the bank before you go, because the airport charges you a fee.
Oh, at my bank? My bank?
Yeah, Fifth Third.
Okay.
They do, just from all my trips to Canada.
Okay.
They charge you a fee for exchanging in the airport because they just see you as any other person, even though you got an account. But if you call up your bank here and you say, I need $200 in Canadian money, I want to pick it up on Thursday, they'll have it there for you.
Okay,
and it won't cost you anything.
Then I'll totally have to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I'm going to spend. I'm only going I'm only going to be there for 2.5 days. Maybe.
I would try to use as much gas as possible because they...
Oh, yeah, no, I'm...
Well, Fifth Third does charge, an international transaction fee, even though it's Canada.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd rather have cash on hand anyway, so...
Ooh, you guys should go to the little market.
I will let her know. I don't know. I'm just I'm super tourist. Julia, you need to take me everywhere.
Yeah, there's this market, I can't remember what it's called, but there's a river that runs through Ottawa, and I think the market is called the same thing, but there's this bakery... And President Obama went and visited there, and they have Obama cookies.
Okay.
That's their big thing. And
that's awesome.
I don't know if they still have them now because, Obama's
I would
not
totally buy an Obama cookie.
And then there was a restaurant called Man Meat. I was like,
See, once again, fucking pinkies. I'm I just go... I was fucking donuts, the holy moly donut shop.
Oh, yeah, in Detroit. Oh. Yeah, well, I was Man Meat, I should go there, right? Because, most of my strip club experiences have been in Canada.
Yeah.
Because it's fully nude and you only have to be 19 to go, and that's the best. So,
And they have the mans.
They have the man ones, right?
Yeah.
And then they, you don't really get to see man bars in the States.
And that's, once again, I love the male strippers because they have gimmicks.
Yeah, they're cowboys and firemen.
Policemen and
whatever.
Tell
that's
me a
why
story.
Magic Mike is so good.
Right.
That's why people love wrestling, right? They're there for the story. I'm there to see the cowboy start a fire and then dance around it because that's what they do. At a strip club whenever I go to it.
I don't know. Fucking.
Yeah. So I was like, Man Meat.
Man Meat.
What is this restaurant? Right?
I'm such a child. I'm
no, I was like that too. I was
taking pictures of it. I gotta go.
I did take a picture with with the sign above me, but I was like, yes, Man Meat is where I need to go because. So Hooters, and then there's that other Twin Peaks.
Okay.
Where it's just chicks with their tits out, right, and they're just walking all around. Mm-hmm. So I'm Man Meat. It's gotta be like that, right? I'm thinking this is the Hooters for me.
Right.
It's not. It wasn't. It was just men who barbecue. Very disappointing. So I was upset. So I got my water. They brought my water, and then I seen what it was, and I was gonna go eat.
And I'm done.
I went and ate Korean food. I left. And went to the restaurant up the street and ate Korean food because I was so upset. I was literally only there for the man meat part of the man meat, but
Yeah.
That's me in
Yeah.
Canada.
So this week, yeah, you got to give me some pointers or places, and like I said, so I'm leaving first thing fucking Friday morning. I'm gonna get there early enough so then Friday we can do a whole bunch of fucking Canada stuff.
When's the Spartan race?
The Spartan race is on Saturday. I think we're doing the 9 a.m. wave.
Oh, okay.
So
you'll have like all afternoon.
Yes. And with that, it is 16 obstacle courses, or 16 plus obstacle courses. It ends up being almost 4 miles. So I'm like, man, I am not in shape for this. Like, you know, just dealing with shit. I haven't been at the gym. I've gained, within the last month, I've gained probably about 7 pounds. So I'm like, I gotta get back to me. So hopefully everything starts going normal again. But yeah, super excited for Canada. So yeah.
Well, if you don't have anything that's interesting in Ottawa that you want to do, Montreal literally is a 2-hour drive from there.
Okay.
And that's all French.
Well, and the thing
that's
is,
got
too,
a shit ton of stuff to do.
Like when I get there, I'm not getting a car. I'm not like.
It's just her.
It's
She's
just
coming to pick you up.
Yeah, because when she came down here, we did a wrestling show in Indiana, and then she stayed at my house, and I'm like, well, let's do some American things.
Right.
What is there? So we went to the zoo. We went to Chipotle. Like she was only in town for like same thing, like 2 days.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what do you want to do? So. Yeah, I think. That's
when I was in Canada, normally I always went to Ottawa, but like. I had been to Ottawa so many times. I was like, this time I'm going to Montreal.
Okay.
So I drove 2 hours to Montreal just because, like, I'm a huge MMA fan.
Yeah.
Like a UFC fan. And, like, GSP is my favorite fighter, George St. Pierre.
Yeah.
And he is from...
Oh.
He's from Montreal. But,
okay.
So he wrestles he fights out of TriStar Gym.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to TriStar Gym because I thought... Yeah, he might be there. So I went there and I took a Muay Thai class for free.
Oh, so you actually like interacted there? You didn't just like, hey, I'm here.
No, I didn't just go. I didn't just go as a stalker. That was my original intention.
That's what usually what I do. I'm like, hey, here's this building. This is usually where he is. Click.
But I took a couple. I don't remember how many. A few Muay Thai classes at Club MMA.
Yes.
So when I went there and I, told them that I was there because, like I'm a big GSP fan and, and they said, well, did you want to take any classes? And I was like, well, I'm here for work. And they said, you can take them for free. And I said, well, do you got a Muay Thai class? And they said, yeah, in half an hour.
That's awesome.
So I did a Muay Thai class there. And then they sent Dave a shirt because I told him about, that I was there by myself and that my husband was back home and I was there for work. So they sent Dave a shirt and it ended up being the wrong size.
Like,
so they sent my size.
Oh yeah, Dave can't fit into.
No. So then they sent him a 2X, but it came from Las Vegas.
Okay.
So I don't know how that happened, but that was my interaction with TriStar Gym. So I really love them.
Cool.
So if you're in Montreal, go there.
Yeah, no, like I said, because I like to focus on a week at a time. I've always been like that because with wrestling and everybody is like, hey, what time should we leave? Like, if I'm carpooling with somebody to a different city, it's like, what time should, like, let me get through this weekend first. I'll talk to you on Monday. Like, you have to give me a week. So, now since it's Friday, it's Memorial Day weekend. We have nothing going on. We're actually going to look at houses tomorrow. Fuck yeah. But now I can start talking about Canada. So
know what I'm doing tomorrow?
What do you do? Saturday? Yes.
Saturday morning. So normally I want to sleep in on Saturday.
Yeah.
But
totally.
Because we're off Monday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's an extra day.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get up early. I'm going to take my 2 boys on the donut trail. Have you heard of that?
I've heard of the donut trail. I have never been upon the donut trail.
So you print off these like passports.
Yes.
And there's 12 different places to go.
Shit.
They're all in Butler County, so they're all like Westchester area. Like Westchester to Miami. 12.
Oh.
So you go and then they give you one free one, which is the one they give you is the one that's by Miami University.
Okay.
Because it's kind of like farther away from all the rest. But then once you visit all the donut places, they sign off on your passport.
Yeah.
And then they give you a free t-shirt. and it says the Donut Trail. And then if you wear that T-shirt to some places around there, like, you know, the Mexican restaurant we went to, Chewy's.
Yes, amazing.
You get a discount there.
Fuck yeah!
If you wear your Donut Trail
Dude,
T-shirt.
Oh. I'm excited I get to look at houses, but I'm upset that I don't get to eat donuts all day tomorrow.
Yeah, so I guess they said most of the donut places close early because they're not like Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, that's the thing. As soon as
just
they're
that
out of
one
donuts,
that's not as
done.
like Holtman's that's open all the time. So that's like, so there's 3 that are right together. Yeah. So I'm gonna go there last because that's closest to the place where you get the T-shirt. So we're gonna start in like Fairfield. There's one by Jungle Gems.
So you have to purchase 12 donuts total? Like you have to purchase a dozen donuts?
You don't have to purchase donuts. You just have to go for sure. And then they sign off on your thing.
Now you lost me.
No, we're going to eat donuts. Like, I don't don't get it twisted, friends. We're eating donuts tomorrow. There's 3 of us. So, like, I might not eat a donut every place, but Dade most likely will.
Right.
Most
you
likely
have
Gage will.
2 growing children.
Yeah, I have 2 teenage boys. So they're
okay.
You know, and Gage just finished his last day in 8th grade, so he's out of school already. So he's a freshman in high school, and then Dade did his first exams today. So his last 4 exams are Tuesday and Wednesday, and then he'll be out. So I'll have a freshman and a sophomore.
Oh.
Next week Wednesday.
Oh, Jade. Oh, Jade.
I know, I'm so old.
As she takes a sip.
I know, it's no joke.
And that's the thing. I'm not a child-loving people. You know this, but I love your children.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
They love you too. And it's funny because just the other day, like, both the boys were like, why does Ed hate kids so much? I go, it's not that he just hates kids. He doesn't have them, so he doesn't, like, want to deal with them. And I understand that.
Right. And the thing is, though, it's like when we had the boys helping us move and stuff, it was awesome. Like,
yeah, like you have that all the time.
Ed was like, and that's the thing, because I think Ed's so used to interacting with older people.
Right.
So it's like he doesn't know how to act around kids, but they're at that age that it doesn't really matter.
They're like little adults.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
the other day, Dave was like pissed at Dave, and he was like, Dave literally said to Dave, if you're going to talk shit all night, I'm just going to go in my room. And I was like, excuse me, sir. Excuse me. We don't swear at mom and dad. Like, that is a backhand, and I'm forewarning you that this is coming. If you continue to swear in the open, you are 15.
But to be fair,
you don't swear to your parents.
Like that, yes.
Even though I know myself, I clearly was cussing like a sailor at 15 for sure.
But when you're around your parents, though, you don't do it. I forget when I slipped. I think I was like, I don't know, I was young, like 12 or 13, and it slipped. I said shit. Because the bird got out of the cage and was flying around, and I said, shit! And I ran into the bathroom, and then I just hear him say, what did you say? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm so sorry.
Anything. I said, oh, snap.
I thought I was going to die.
Yeah, he said other days, like, if you're just going to talk shit all night, I was like, oh, no.
But but deep down inside though, you were fucking giggling. You're like, oh, that motherfucker just. Well,
like for me, it does. So the only point for me that bothers me, I honestly don't care that he swears. Like, I would be fine. Even him saying like, if you're gonna talk shit all night, I'm just gonna go in my room. Right. Like, it doesn't really bother me, but it's like. It does because he's only 15.
Right, you don't talk to your parents like that, regardless.
Right. And it's like, he wasn't like saying like, look, motherfucker.
Right.
To me, that would be instantaneous backhand. Mm-hmm. You know, but like, just, you know, if you're going to talk shit, like, to me, it wasn't as bothersome, but I was just saying like, that's disrespectful.
Exactly.
You're 15, you're not an adult, you know, but like, if him and I were having an actual adult conversation, like if it was, which is kind of weird, like literally if it was 3 years from now, it would be totally fine. You know, but it's, you know, really what's the difference? The only thing that I'm, like, irked about, I think, as far as kids, is, like, I thought it was a good thing sending my kids, so it is a good thing, so to be clear.
Yes. To private school.
To a private school that was all boys, because he doesn't have the distraction of girls and the drama of girls.
Yeah.
And they talk to the boys differently. than they would if it was mixed. It's just like if you're around a bunch of girls, your behavior is different than when you're around boys and girls.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like you can act a different way. So it's all dudes,
Absolutely.
and the majority of their teachers, like all of Dave's teachers are men except for one. And that's his religion teacher is a lady. But all of his other teachers are men. So when they converse, they speak to each other like men. So I'm a fan of that. But the side of that is that they're not socialized with women.
Right.
So then when they get around women,
they're
still
weird
talking
and
like it's
like
all
yeah.
Well, they're not weird. It's like locker room talk.
Yeah.
So we were doing like an event. We were doing the Flying Pig, and we had a booth for the hockey team.
Okay.
And then like they're talking about like there's moms around them. We're doing like Hershey Kisses thing.
Okay.
And then they're like, well, what would you do if Jeremy showed up? And then the other one was like, oh, well, then he'd be getting a lot of poo-tang. And then the other one's like, yeah, he's smashing. And I'm like, dude, there's ladies around.
Right.
It's like, women aren't things for you to, like, stick your penis in. They're people.
Right.
And the way you're talking right now makes us just feel like, pockets. Just pockets. And it's like, they're not socialized with other chicks to be like, here's a human person.
Yeah.
Just happens to have boobs and a vagina. But she is a person, and she's not just there for you to poke. So it's like just listening to them talk, but it literally is all locker room talk. And I'm sure that's how they sound in the locker room, but they're not socialized to know, like, we're at a thing, like a public service thing. Right. We're earning service hours for this. You probably shouldn't talk this way with all of these ladies running and these ladies helping you to make Hershey Kisses and all this stuff.
Yeah, they need to learn that there's a time and a place. Because once again, the flip side of that, I went to an all-girl Catholic school, but from 1st through 8th grade, I went to a very small, grade school with both, there was 20 of us, I think, in our graduating class, and we're actually doing a get-together in a couple weeks with my entire graduating class of 8th grade of boys and girls. So, that's super exciting, but when I went to high school for 4 years, it was just girls.
Right.
And also, I was the outcast of the girl group. Didn't wear pink. Didn't fucking give a shit about what was on Q102. Anything like that.
Right.
But, like, I do know, just because I've always been a tomboy, I know how the boys talk versus how the girls talk when they're separate. So it's different, though, for girls. Because the girls were still interacting with elder kids.
Right.
Elder boys. But, like, my cousin David went to elder, so I know that, like, those classes, they were just run differently.
Right.
I had one class over at elder, and it was mechanical engineering or something like that. And it was there was, like, I don't know, like 4 of us that walked over from Seton over to elder. And, it was just we loved it because it was so free, like, out in the open, and boys were definitely a lot different.
Right.
So,
like, they're very open.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's definitely different, just seeing, like, when they're at school, how they talk and how they interact with other dudes, and they're more open about, like, what they're going through and stuff than they would be with, like, a lady.
Right. Yeah. But the thing is, though, at least, once again, you and Dave are very good parents. You don't always get that nowadays.
Yeah.
But you are, the values that you grew up with, I grew up with, you are putting that on your children. So hopefully, in the long run,
we're just really instilling the hard work and to be better than us.
And the thing is, too, it's common sense shit that people don't have nowadays.
Well, I think the one thing that I did notice that is totally true is that I never understood people who, like, didn't have a drive to work hard.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But the thing I learned since then is that, like, since having kids and working hard to give them a better life than what I had, is sometimes you provide such a good life that they don't see, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have the drive to work hard because they're not trying. They look around and go, this life is pretty good. Like, for me, I looked around and was like, well, fuck this. I'm going to college, and I'm going to get a good job, and I'm not living in this area, and I'm, doing a bunch of different things.
And that's how I was, too. Because even though it's like, my mom, she was the one that got hand-me-down clothes.
Right.
And, she came from siblings of, 6.
A bunch, right.
A bunch. So, she's like, you won't have hand-me-downs and this and that. And yeah, she spoiled me. And I know, like, when I was younger, my uncle would, like, give her shits and, like, had ill will towards me because I was spoiled. But I was spoiled, but I didn't take advantage of it.
Right.
So she still raised me. I'm like, dude, I want to get the fuck out of this. I look back and I'm like, everybody either has been to jail, has children, under the age of whatever.
Yeah, I think yours is like just the neighborhood you grew up in.
Yeah,
Not
totally.
so much. Like, you had to drive to get out of the neighborhood that you grew up in, but like, my kids live in a good neighborhood. They go to good
really,
schools.
yeah.
They have all the shit that they want.
Mhm.
Like, we have Xboxes. They have the iPhones. They have computers. They have TVs in their rooms. They have their own rooms, their own beds.
Right.
Like, I didn't have that. I shared a room with my 2 sisters, and I literally shared a bed with my sister, my youngest sister.
Well,
We slept in the same bed together. So I was like, I am not living here anymore.
Right.
Like, I'm going to grow up, and I'm going to get a good job, and I'm going to have my own house, and it's going to be awesome. But, like, now my kids, it's just, like, I told my son, like, because we had an agreement that I would send him to this private school, but he had to maintain a 3.0
Oh, yeah.
or better, because this is college, right? Like, this is
absolutely, yeah.
getting him to step up to college.
It's a little different private school than...
Right. So, and then it was just like, because I told him, like, you can get C's and D's for free at public school.
Right.
Like, why would I pay for you to go to a private school if you're just going to do mediocre? Like, I'm not going to send you to LeBron James. So, like, he doesn't get it, right? So, like, I have to put it more in his thing. And I told him the other day, like, I'm not going to send you to a LeBron James camp if you're just going to sit and watch from the side.
Right.
I can send you to the local high school if you're going to sit on the sidelines and
Exactly.
watch. And if you're getting bad grades at a public school or at a private school, you're sitting on the sideline watching. I'll send you to private school or public school for that.
Yeah.
You need to grind it out, man. Get it done.
Yeah, no, I totally... Well, and the thing is, too, like, going back with, like, how you grew up, how I grew up, for the longest time, like, me and my mom, we shared a room at my grandparents' house,
Right.
So it was just like, we all go through bad spells.
Right.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But different levels of badness. It's like, oh, so-and-so, like, they went and told my mom that I was, smoking in the woods. It was like 4 of us and we passed a cigarette. Oh my God,
Yeah.
Guess what? I learned from my lesson. That happened once. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Ah. And my entire life, I've only been grounded once. But that goes back to being a female versus being a boy. Because it's, I don't know, there's just something hardwired in girls. Like, I'm not putting down boys by any means, but there's something hardwired in females that there's just, usually 90% of the time, there's always exception to the rules, but we know that right from wrong repercussion.
No, I understand that. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I totally agree.
yeah.
So that was my thing with Gage. That became another thing about other kids. But
And it's so expensive. Like, just the concept of money.
oh yeah.
Oh my God. Like, because I know when I went to high school, I paid more for my mother paid more for high school than I did for college.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
And Elder and Seton are like the cheaper schools.
That's stupid.
Out of all of them.
Right. And the thing is, too, when I graduated, it was at like $4,000, I think, a year.
Yeah, I paid $12 grand a year for Dade plus the $600 technology fee.
That's a car.
Oh no, for sure.
It's so crazy.
Dude, that's a fucking super sweet vacation.
Right.
Twice a year.
Like, and the thing is, too, throughout the times, it's going to change, and everybody looks at their parents and be like, oh, back in their day.
Oh, we count down. We count down all the time. We're like 4 years and 2 weeks till freedom. Because I literally have 3 years of tuition payments left. Luckily, tuition didn't go up this year, so that's still another $12 grand next year.
Oh.
But still, by the time he gets out of school, I end up paying $48 grand.
I know. It's
so
like,
hopefully, and then he's talking about affording certain cars, and I'm like, I did the breakdown on a Lamborghini, And I was telling him,
Lamborghini. The fuck?
yeah, well, I was telling him, like, well, the breakdown on this Lamborghini, if I bought this one Lamborghini, is $1,000 a month, right? And then it was like $1,000 a month for like 7 years or something on this one Lamborghini we're looking at. And he's like, oh, you guys couldn't afford that. I go, absolutely I could. I said, I pay $1,000 a month in tuition.
Right, exactly. Like, I could.
I go, I could be driving a Lamborghini right now, but I'm sending you to school. I go,
Right.
so you look at me like I'm poor because I'm like, we can't do that because I got to pay Dave's tuition. I could be driving a Lamborghini.
I'm poor because I'm a responsible adult and trying to make my kids better themselves.
Right.
So, once again, like, the money that you're spending and, like, people that have kids, they don't understand. It's like, we buy toys. That's our children.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it's still cheaper to buy all these fucking toys than it is to put a fucking kid through high school. It's fucking
because I'm
ridiculous.
sure as much things as Ed has bought this year, he probably still hasn't
It's
spent
not
$12,000 on Funkos.
Exactly. Like, on average, it is not $1,000 in bullshit. Or $1,200 a month in bullshit versus high school.
Since we're talking about kids and like their mouths, kind of.
Okay.
So my sister-in-law,
yes,
and her fiance, they bought a house.
Okay.
And they just signed off on it like a couple weeks ago. Well, they moved in this past weekend.
Cool.
So she asked if we could help. Well, of course, her fiance and Dave, my husband Dave, is working because they're both mailmen.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
he's a mailman too.
yeah, he's a mailman too.
Oh.
Which my older son didn't know until like we were moving apparently, and he came home and he was like, he's a mailman too? Like, yeah. And he's like, that's so awesome. I'm like, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I was helping him move, so me and Dave, since Gage was in Washington, D.C., it was just me and Dave, and then my sister-in-law and her little son.
Okay.
We were all there at 8:30 in the morning. We started, packing stuff up. Well, then her older son, who's 20, my nephew, comes and he brings a couple of his friends. Well, then later on, he brings this other friend. And this other friend, I don't know what's going on with him. He's like 19, 20.
Okay.
But he's like a skinny, nerdy kid. And he's the biggest shit talker I've ever heard in my life. And I'm like, dude, what is up with this kid? So...
Is he used to being behind a computer shit talker, maybe?
Potentially.
Oh, okay.
Potentially.
Okay.
So I'm like, what is it? Because he's super skinny and thin. Like, if you've seen Revenge of the Nerds, like, he would be one of them.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, what is up with this kid? So I decided to take my nephew's fish tank. Well, it's like a lizard aquarium in my car.
Okay.
Because it's all glass and I don't want to get it jacked up in the moving truck.
Okay.
So I was like, I'll put it in my back seat, but you guys need to put it in. Like, I'm not dealing with that. It's your shit. Put it in the back seat of my car. So they put it in. Well, on the back of my car, I have that sticker that says, bitch, please, I'm from Detroit.
Right.
Right? So this kid, he puts the thing in my car, and then he sees my sticker, and he goes, bitch, please, I'm from Detroit. He goes, get the fuck out of here. So he says it one time. So, okay, that's fine. I don't say anything. And then he says it again. So I'm like, okay, he's looking for a reaction now.
Right.
I go, I'm going to give it to him.
Yes.
So I just go full-blown 10.
Full-blown Detroit.
Yeah, and I go, you got a problem with Detroit, man? I go, because if you do, I'll beat the shit out of you in front of all your friends and make you look like a chump. Crickets.
That is fantastic.
He did not have anything to say after that. And I'm not trying to be like a tough guy or anything.
No, but
it's like,
you have to put motherfuckers in their place,
Yeah,
regardless of their age, especially at that age. Motherfucker,
well,
who
and then
fucking
there's
you?
4 of them, and they're 20, so 19, 20, so they just think, like, they have this
now
high-level opinion of themselves, and I was like,
Dude.
I am a 37-year-old woman, and I will beat the shit out of you.
And now it's great, since you did that, all his fucking friends are gonna give him so much shit, like, oh shit, you got shut down.
It'll be like, remember when Logan's aunt said she would beat the shit out of you?
Right.
Then he didn't have anything to say after that.
But then someone would be like, dude, I would totally bang her.
Ew.
You're a hot mom, though.
No, that's funny that you say that. So here's the thing that's funny that you say that. So the other day I was thinking about it.
Okay.
So you know how like they always talk about people who don't have sex, right? Like married people don't have sex, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking like, well, me and Dave, we scrump like 5 times a week. Like we scrump a lot. Like, we have sex almost every day, right? So I'm like, but I started to really think about it. So the other day I couldn't sleep.
Okay.
Just to be clear.
Okay.
I could not sleep. So I just started thinking about random things.
Right.
And that was one of them. And I was thinking, like, am I doing it for a relationship or am I doing it for my own ego? And it's not even like ego as far as be like, oh, my husband still wants to scrump me. I'm not full-blown mom bod yet, kind of thing. It was more like so that when Dave goes out and he's talking to his friends and his friends are like, me and my wife never have sex, and he can be like, me and my wife have sex like every day. And then when they see me, they'll be like, she is like a porn star. But really, I'm not. Like, I'm not. But it's like,
she's ready all the time.
They'll just look at me and be like, man, I wish Jade was my wife. And they probably don't even think that.
Right.
But in my brain, I think they're thinking that. Like, Dave said they scrump all the time. I wish my wife was like Jade.
I can see that.
Yeah, so that's just total random.
Right.
Thing.
Oh, yeah.
But now, since you said that, I was laying in bed and I was like, is it really for a relationship or my own ego? Like, that's what I was thinking. But it is for a relationship,
Yeah.
But it's like, at the same time, like, but it does feed my ego if he's out with his friends. So it's like, literally, I laid in bed for like 2 hours in this giant, like, circle fuck of, like, just random nothingness. Of like, do I do this for this reason or do I do this for this? Like a lot of internal, like looking.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's just random stuff that happens to me at 2 a.m. when I'm laying in my bed.
Well, it's funny now because you're talking about laying wide awake. So
yeah, I do. I just stare at Dave because I think he's gonna die all the time. Like,
I don't think that when I sleep. So I get so aggravated just because it's like my mind doesn't turn off. Like I'm very like.
Did you try that new mood yet?
So, I did not.
Oh, okay.
I went a different route. Okay, because
edibles?
disease and not to that extreme. I went somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
I had actually stopped at Temptations after work yesterday, and I had purchased some CBD oil.
Okay.
Because I had heard, like. It helps all these different things, whether it's, anxiety, sleeping, fucking pain.
Concentration.
Yeah. Shit that I currently struggle with. Like, seriously, I can't sleep at night. I'm anxious about all this fucking house bullshit. I just want to get out of the fucking hood. And then... Like, I just everything. And I'm constantly in pain. Like, the doctor has me on fucking anti-inflammatories and muscle relaxers. And I'm like, it doesn't fucking work anymore.
Yeah.
So, I ended up going there, and I bought some CBD oil, and I tried it last night. Now, I cannot confirm whether it was good or not or worked because I had already been drinking wine.
Oh, okay.
And I can't really do the survey tonight as well. So.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's just, a couple drips in water, drink it like that. I've heard you can just take a drip or whatever under your tongue.
Can, right in your mouth.
Yeah, so it's more like dense.
That's good that you got the stuff with it's the injection, not injection, but like is it an injector?
No, it's water. You
just pull it into a syringe.
No, it's a dripper.
Oh, a dropper, yeah.
Yeah, dripper, dropper, whatever. But yeah, so you just, drop it in there, or drop the fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's funny, though, because I'm like, of course, Ed's giving me shit. He's like, oh, fucking pothead? I was like, no, it's not.
It doesn't have any TCH in
it,
so that's
I know, but, like, we give shit to each other, so
right.
It's whatever. But, like, when you smell it, I'm like, this smells like so many of my friends.
Yeah.
Like, it's so potent.
Yeah.
But yeah, so hopefully that kind of just gets me focused because nothing works anymore. So I will keep you guys posted because I'm really excited and I've did my research. There's so many benefits.
Yes.
And
I would give it to my son, but there is like a trace level TCH in it.
Mm-hmm.
So like my oldest son, he took ADHD medicine, Dave
okay.
did, and he stopped taking it because he didn't like the way it made him feel. Well, he felt like a zombie.
But
right?
and that's great though that he actually told you like, no, give me off the meds.
So he wanted to like take a break from it. So I said like, you understand like this is gonna cause like you're gonna really need to like concentrate. Like you're gonna really need to make an effort to concentrate.
Exactly.
To be able to succeed at this school, and like some of his grades did go down, like ones that really require a lot, like math, that
Right.
really require a lot of concentration. So actually today he had a math exam, and he did take his ADHD medicine today. Because it's not like other medicines that have to build up, like anxiety medicine has to build up over time and then stay. ADHD medicine, you take it and it's like instant impact for you. So I would give it to him, but he gets drug tested.
Right.
And this year he was drug tested twice, which I was like surprised about.
Crazy.
You know, but he's got these giant calves, so they probably think he's taking some kind of performance enhancing drugs because he plays sports and he's gigantic. So
yeah. All right. But yeah, so
we're eating our strawberries that are full of wine.
Yeah, because that's what classy bitches do.
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple things I want to throw out there real quick is we always talk about Oreos because we're fat kids.
Yeah,
and you know,
for sure.
I'm collecting a whole ordeal to take to Canada, so I'm sure she will fucking love it. So they just released the firework Oreos.
Oh, they did?
They are my favorite of all time. So
I think they're my favorite too.
Yes, and if you are not hip to the firework Oreo, you are fucking missing out. You need to go to the store. They're available at Kroger's and probably fucking Walmart and all them other fucking places. But all it is, it's just like a regular fucking Oreo. You have your chocolate outside, you have your vanilla inside, but you have Pop Rocks. You have like red, white, and blue Pop Rocks inside the cream. Holy fucking shit. It's amazing. It's so amazing. I may have already ate the entire fucking... Yeah. I bought 2, I think it was like, I want to say Monday.
You're like, I've gained 7 pounds, and then you're like...
Because I stress eat. Look, I stress eat. I cannot help it. I'm stressing hard.
No, I do too.
So I'm just like, oh, it's so fucking good. So I'm drinking wine, so I'm boozing myself, and I'm eating shit. Holy fucking shit. So it's okay. Woosah.
Well, yeah, I told Dave the other day, like, even though I don't have the lady parts, like, I still have all the things that go along with the lady parts.
Right.
So, like, when it's supposed to be my time of the month. Well, like, I get, like, bloated, and I get all, like, the chocolate cravings. So the other day I was like...
It's a thing.
I was like, let's go get some cake.
Right. And girls are going to understand this because everyone's going to be like, oh my God, that's fucking me. You can't, it's your insides, it's science. It's fucking science.
It's legit.
Like, things, they merge and they're like
and then your vagina is like, I need cake.
Yes.
Put it in your mouth.
Straight to the vagina. Just
big
pretty
much. Like,
big piece of chocolate cake straight on your vagina.
Yeah, she's not lying. Like, it goes down your stomach, and then your vagina is like,
and
thank you.
And your vagina, sucks it up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, so good.
And then you feel better.
Oh, yeah.
And then maybe even your bloating goes down a smidge, because it's like, we'll release some of this water for you since you ate some cake.
Yeah, and then you have to drink coffee, so then you can poo it out.
That is true.
So, yeah. So, Oreos, yay. Check out the firework Oreos. Real quick. Also, have you tried... you're aware of, like, the Halo ice cream, right?
Yes. I have ate probably all the Halo ice cream.
Right. My favorite is pistachio, but...
Okay, not mine, but yes.
Okay, but
I've had it.
The whole concept of Halo is it's like an entire pint of ice cream is like between 250 calories to like 400 for an entire fucking pint. Like, that's stupid. And it's like low sugar, low everything.
High protein.
Yeah, super high protein. So of course we're like, we need more protein. Yay.
Keto Guido.
Yeah. Yeah, so I love the Halo. Now, Kroger, if you're in the Midwest, Kroger, it's their Simple Truth brand.
It's a cow.
And it's super cheaper because usually it's like let's say like $4.99 for a pint of Halo.
Yes.
It's expensive, but it's worth it. It's a treat. But then the Simple Truth, which is Kroger brand, it's like buy one get one free, and it's like $3.99. So you're like, bet I'm gonna fucking try that shit. Heather tried that shit.
Right now it's on sale.
Every time I go to the store, it's on sale.
Oh,
but
interesting.
so I've ended up getting a total of 4, buy one get one free. Man. 2 of them have been completely like frozen solid, like not just like put it in my freezer, it's frozen.
Mhm.
It's like whatever is in it.
Yeah. It's like a hard brick now.
It's a hard brick now, and it doesn't matter how long it's in your fridge. So like I've showed Ed, I'm like, look at this shit, and I'm like beating my spoon into this mint chip, and it doesn't do anything. I'm like,
That's actually-
it goes in the garbage.
That's actually pretty scary.
Yes. So the next time I just purchased a couple more. I forget the one was birthday cake, because I'm like,
Yes.
oh, fucking sprinkles
Right.
on
sure.
everything. And I'm getting it, and I'm just like, certain spots were like cool, because it has a different texture.
On the Kroger brand, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, even on the Halo, it has a different texture than
Yeah.
ice cream, but to be expected. So I'm fucking digging this, and it's only half of it is like solid, and the other is not, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I am not a fan. I don't care how cheap it is, and that's saying a lot, because I love the cheap shit, but it is horrible. Like it like as soon as you put it in your fridge, it goes fucking retarded on you, like
Like a full brick.
it's
right?
it's a brick. Yeah. I mean, have you had the Simple Truth yet?
I have not. I've only eaten the Halo ice cream.
Okay.
I probably had olive flavor.
Okay. So now you must try this.
Well, now I'm scared to try it.
No, you just have to purchase it. Like I said, it's like 2 for $3.99. If it's too bad, give it to one of your boys.
If it even makes it to me.
Right.
They kind of consume everything.
Oh no, they'll eat it and you'll be like, Mom, this was gross. No,
They won't say that. Believe me, they don't say that.
See, Ed's one of those people, though, that I get so much shit, because every time I go to the store, his thing is, when I come back, he's like, did you buy me ice cream? Yes, motherfucker, I bought you ice cream. Like, that's his shit. So,
But
the other
isn't he
time, his
gluten intolerant and his insides are all
he
fucked up?
was. I'm waiting for it to kick back up. So, right now he's been eating gluten, and it's gonna kick in hard. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna die. I gotta go to the doctor.
Oh, I remember that when that was going on.
Stop eating bread and burger. It's
And pasta.
common sense. Sometimes the husbands do
Ed
not have the common sense.
should be keto.
Well, that means that Heather has to go keto, and that means that
No, it doesn't.
yes, it does, because whatever Heather makes, Ed has to make, unless Ed can go and order it.
Ed can just eat a hamburger with no bun. Like
He
you could
was.
you could eat a hamburger with a bun.
Hey, buddy.
Fucking hate YouTube today.
Yeah. So right now, internet service is fucking stupid as shit. So, sorry. So,
Fucking YouTube, stupid today.
but yeah. So no.
YouTube has killed our
Yeah. So.
has killed
Like
our
our
feed
flow.
like 87 times. So it's like fucking ruining our show. I'm getting so pissed.
I know,
right
because you know why? Because we talk so long. We needed like.
now. We're
Okay,
gonna
so-
keep it under 2
so-
hours today. So
Oh, totally,
just so we're all of a sudden
totally.
we're gonna say, okay, we're gonna cut that and
Right,
go to
but-
top 5 and it's the end of the day and have
Yes.
a great weekend. Yeah.
That's okay, because we're about there. So, okay, because I just wanted to touch on the Halo fucking Simple Truth shit. So if you're out there and you've had either or, let me know. Let me know if you've had anything positive about Simple Truth. Halo, fucking amazing. So, of course, when I work from home, I like to pick up new shows. I like to watch on Netflix usually, or HBO Go. Last night, it was just released, so me and Ed, we had our ramen. Well, I had my ramen and my wine.
I did see that.
Yes, because we're living like we're bachelors or whatever. But we watched, it's called Making Fun, The Story of Funko. And it's on Netflix if you haven't seen it. I totally tell you to check it out. It's not like, hey, this is how this Funko toy is made. It's the backstory of how the company even became a company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like, hey, this guy and this guy were friends and worked at these companies, and they were like, hey, we should totally do this. And of course, like, it started with bobbleheads, if you didn't know that. So if you look at a lot of the older stuff, the bobbleheads are super expensive, but the very first items they made was the Frisch's, or Sorry, not Frisch's. Frisch is for
The
Midwest.
big boy.
The big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the big boy bobblehead, which is it's so rare to even get now.
Yeah, in the area I grew up in Detroit, it was Elias Brothers owned the big boys.
Okay, because I know there's Bob's.
So my sister would call, or my grandma would call it Elias Brothers. Like,
Okay.
let's go eat at Elias Brothers. And down here, you guys call it
Frisch's. Exactly.
But
Drop the
that's
big
who
boy.
owns it.
Yes, and then also I know there's like Bob's Big Boy.
Yeah.
So it just depends on where you grew up, but still, it's fucking Big Boy. It's the same food recipe type shit.
No,
It's not.
it's actually not. So,
Really?
Yeah. So that's the thing that I learned growing up in Detroit and then moving here. So in Detroit, our Big Boy, you know,
Okay.
get a Big Boy hamburger. Our special sauce that's on it.
Is not tartar sauce.
No.
Really?
It is like a mixture of like ketchup and mayonnaise, I think. And then that goes on there and that's the sauce. But down here it's tartar sauce. You guys
Really?
put tartar sauce on the hamburger. I literally never seen that before. Also, you guys dip the shit out of your fries in tartar sauce.
Fact.
Also a thing.
Yes,
Also, the
totally
other
a
thing
thing.
was in Detroit, they serve spaghetti at Big Boy, and it comes with a roll, and you get the shaker cheese and the red pepper flakes.
Okay.
But here, you guys have chili spaghetti. You don't
Yes,
have normal
'cause it's-
spaghetti.
Because it's Cincinnati style.
Yeah, but everything else
Really?
is...
I didn't
Well,
know
also,
that
the
about
other
the
thing
tartar
is,
sauce.
too, is when I was growing up, we didn't have potato cubes on the breakfast bar. But down here, that's like the main thing is the cubes, the potato cubes.
Yeah.
Like up there, they didn't have potato cubes. It was like actual like.
So the
hash
question
browns.
is, do they still make the eggs the same way?
Yes.
So gross.
Yeah.
Like, can we
And we
have
definitely-
a consensus over?
In
the
Detroit,
key
they
eggs?
definitely don't have Geta on the
Well,
bar.
yeah. That's another funny thing is, so Ed was, he's not from Cincinnati.
Right.
He was up in Springboro and then fucking from Iowa. So I remember we went to fucking Frisch's buffet because anytime that we're up early enough, we're like, oh fuck.
You don't even have to be
Frisch's
up early
I
anymore.
know.
Did you see they have
yes,
like,
it's like
on
Wednesday
Wednesdays,
night.
Brupper.
Yeah. I was like, anytime we can get a buffet with fucking breakfast items, I'm all for it. But it's like, so he was, he's getting everything off the fucking buffet. He got this. And, if you look at it, it kind of looks like a sausagey mix
Right.
thing. So he had it, and he fucking started eating. He's like, this ain't fucking sausage. I said, no, bro, that's fucking Geta. And he's like, what the fuck is Geta? And it's so hard to explain to somebody what Geta is. I'm not even really a fan of Geta. I'm born and raised in Cincinnati.
I've never had it.
Not a fan. It's like sausage mixed with
Oatmeal.
oats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's what it is. I love both things, not as a meh. So,
I don't know who came up with that. I'm gonna
that's-
assume it was German people. Since
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Cincinnati's full of the Germans.
Full of the Germans.
I literally have no idea, but if you go to Detroit, you can have delicious punchkis made by the Polish people.
And I still haven't had
The-
a goddamn punchki because it fucking snowed in Detroit.
You can have
Fuck you, Detroit.
you can have delicious pierogies
I do enjoy
made
pierogies.
by the Polish people
Well,
of Detroit.
I make them in my microwave from. What? Don't look at me like. No, they sell them at Kroger in the fucking in the freezer section.
Yes.
You can make it. Look, you can make them in the oven. You can make them on the stove, or you can make them in the microwave.
No.
I am very fucking to the point.
You can bake them.
Mm.
You can bake them in the oven by
Microwave
spraying
them.
them.
Yes.
You can fry them in oil on the
Yes.
stove, or you can boil them.
I've boiled.
I believe there is no microwave instructions on them.
To be fair, anything that is frozen, if it's not wrapped in fucking aluminum foil, you can throw it in the microwave.
That is false. You may be able to do that, but does not mean the correct
What?
way to do it.
It doesn't. Ugh.
I am sad for all pierogi eaters right now to find out that Heather microwaves her pierogies.
Look, I'm very impatient.
I would love for
I
the
am
feedback to come to our
impatient.
email to say
Dude.
you cannot microwave pierogies. That would be
Oh,
look,
look.
it's here already. Someone's already picking
Somebody's
us.
like, fuck Heather, what is she talking about? Look, I am very to the point. Don't fuck around. I'm hungry. Don't, no, I want it now.
But it ruins it. It's like...
It's still potato and, like, random shit.
If you took French fries...
Okay,
and
deal.
you microwave them...
Which I have done.
Do they taste as good... Because you can. Do they taste as good as if you bake them in the oven?
No, but I'll still eat them.
They're soggy. Like, they're soggy and gross in the microwave. But if you bake them in the oven, they're crisp.
But that takes like 20 minutes. It takes forever. Bruh. It takes forever. Don't look at me like I'm retarded. Look.
I'm just going to do the rock elbow and be silent. So, I'm judging you in my brain.
That's alright. I get judged all the time. I'm used to it. No, I'm impatient. When I'm fucking hungry, I want to fucking eat. Okay? Is there anything wrong with that? Because I'm like, oh, I'm fucking hungry. Plus, a lot of times you have to meal prep, so you can't really
normally,
meal prep
like,
those.
when I'm hungry, I go, okay, I bake fries in the oven, so it'll take me 20 minutes. And I'll eat in 20 minutes. And I will wait the 20 minutes.
20 minutes is so long.
No, it's not. We're not dying. We're Americans. We're Americans. We're overfed. We should do some fasting. It's good for us.
Anyway. I'm so upset now.
No, I'm not. Are you upset?
No, I'm not. No.
No, I'm not upset.
No.
I'm just like...
Well, you know what? Next time we go to Detroit, when Heather is with Jade... She's going to take me to go get some amazing pierogies that are not microwaved.
Yes.
You're going to get me some punchkis.
Yes.
We'll
do that at Astronomicon. So hopefully...
And we're going to go to Holy Moly Donut Shop. Holy Moly. Yeah. Top flight security of the world.
Since we're kind of talking, really talking about Astronomicon, but since we were mentioning pierogies, which occurs at the same time as Astronomicon.
Right.
As it's around Fat Tuesday. They made the announcement, because I'm a big Magic Ninja mark. They made the announcement on our friend Dustin and Mike's show, The Hookup. That's on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. on Magic Ninja.
Is it every week or every other week?
Every other week.
I'm just checking. Don't. Go ahead.
I'm trying to promote them. They did the same thing for us.
I have nothing against. I love them. I'm just asking a question.
It's on Wednesdays at 6. So I believe it's every other week, the Wednesday before our show.
Okay.
So they just had it this past Wednesday. In 2 weeks, when you're getting ready to listen to our show, you can go, we'll see the girls on Friday. On Wednesday, we'll see the boys.
Right.
So Wednesday, the boys, the hookup, is Dustin and Mike. They have their thing on Magic Ninja. They give away a bunch of shit, which we don't do yet.
Not yet.
We will eventually.
We will. Promise.
But they give away a bunch of shit. We're excited about that. So they made the announcement that Attack of the Ninjas, which was last year at Salt Lake City, Utah.
Yes.
This year is at our favorite place, Kokomo, Indiana.
Oh!
Why do we love it? Because there's fucking tacos and flights right across the street.
And now we know. Now we fucking know. So we will take an
Uber to the Mexican restaurant, get annihilated, and full of tacos, and then we will walk across the street, and we will hand out our little cards, and people will love us, and then we'll go to the fucking show. And it's 2 days.
You'll see us coming, because we're going to have flyers and be like, look at these colorful, crazy bitches. Be like, whoa, we just ate tacos and drank a bunch of booze. Listen to our podcast. That's what we do. And
maybe we'll just do like the quick 2-minute videos with random people in the crowd.
Right.
Or random people in the parking lot.
Right.
I think that would be fun. So it's 2 days. I already told Defect that we would go half-seas on a room if him and Sam want to come.
Yes, because it's even doing Days of the Dead, doing anything like that. If you have the chance, you want to stay in the hotel.
For sure.
Like they sell at fucking Quake, and I know, hopefully, fingers crossed, that the hotel opens up more blocks, but from what I heard, it's already fucking sold out. So we'll see. But if you get a chance, you want to be there where everything happens. You don't want to have to be like, oh, I'm fucking partying, I'm at the VIP party, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I need to stop drinking and sober up so I can go drive down the fucking street. You don't want to do it.
We live 3 hours from there, so that's a long-ish drive.
Technically.
We do live 3 hours from Kokomo.
Oh, from Kokomo. Kokomo?
Kokomo.
Kokomo. Sorry, the wine is kicking in.
Yay!
Yay,
We
Moscato.
did drink a whole bottle.
I know. Fucking Arbor Mist. They're like,
Knew it.
how drunk could these bitches be? Mm.
We have another bottle downstairs in the freezer.
That's right. After party.
Fridays.
Friday. All right. Woo. Yeah, it's hot in here, but it's okay. The next house is gonna be like super awesome, and there's gonna be a bunch of Funkos in the back.
It'll be air conditioned up here.
Yeah, hot rolling and shit.
There
Okay.
you go.
So one other thing, one other Netflix show that I want to put over. I started watching it today. It's not even 10 episodes. It's like 5, I think.
Okay.
It is called Evil Genius, the true story of America's most diabolical bank heist. Okay? And the only reason I watched it, because I have to be in the mood. Like, sometimes I'm like, hey, I'm just going to watch Friends. Like, I'm going to have Friends on in the background. Or, you know, oh, I want to listen to this in the background. Well, I was like, man, I kind of want something new, but something I just listen to. I started, watching this. Holy shit. So, oh my god, like, it's like, so there's this, I don't want to spoil it, but there's this whole, like, who's involved in this Erie, Pennsylvania bank heist at, like, a fucking PNC bank.
Okay.
Dude walked in with, like, a saw, fucking, like...
Oh, yeah, like a jigsaw mask?
Well, not a mask, but just, like, a fucking, collar. But it was like, hey, you have to, it's a scavenger hunt. You have to rob this bank, and then you have to go to this location, and then when you go to the last location, we'll give you the key to unlock the fucking gimmick.
Oh, wait. Someone's, like, strapped a bomb to his throat?
Yes!
Oh, my God.
Right!
This is real?
Yes! It is all...
This is, like, a documentary about something that happened to someone? Or it's,
Bro.
like, the game?
See, Kevin Hurst knows, holy shit, it is... Because, okay, you're watching it, you're like, oh, okay, you know, you kind of in your mind already have how this is going to play out. But that first episode... Oh my god.
Mind blown?
Legit mind blown.
So is it like the game? Is it like a game and it's part of like this series, or is it this like a real crime?
This is like
and
a real...
like they're like following it.
What?
Like, you know, like sometimes they have like specials where they're like, this is a game,
Right.
And you're playing our game, and then we're gonna take you through the whole game. Like they have this thing. Like I heard about this show in England where it talks about how easily can you be manipulated. And you go into this thing and it's full of actors.
Right.
And their job is to get you to push a person off the roof at the end of the game. And they just go to show like that it's like they go, okay, well, if you don't kill this person, this is what's going to happen. So then you're like, oh shit, I got to kill this person to stop this person from doing something horrible.
Dude.
Is it the same thing, or is it like an actual...
It is actual. There's video of dude being part of this. They have photos and shit of him robbing the bank, and then when he leaves, he gets caught, and then he's trying to tell the cops, look.
Like, I'm going to get blown up if I don't finish this shit.
Right. Like, what the... oh my god. Like,
to me,
I can't tell anymore.
To me, at that point,
No
if cops arrest you, like, then they should give you a fucking escort through the game. Like, you know I'm not trying to rob this.
Yes, but the thing is, though, as soon as the cops... Okay, so the cops, like, arrested him. They fucking handcuffed him and everything. And he was, like, in the parking lot, whatever. And then the fucking collar starts beeping.
Oh, no.
So it starts beeping, and then, like, the cops, you just see all the cops, like, they go back, and everybody's just pointing their gun at him, and he's like, please try to, like,
beat me for fucking 5 seconds. I got a fucking bomb on my throat.
And then he was like, you know, can you try to find the other, like, letters, because there were, like I said, there was 4 stops. You had to rob the bank, and then you had to go to this other place to get something, you know, and then go to the other place. It is real life, and it was in Erie, Pennsylvania, and it happened in 2003.
Dude,
I think.
I don't even know how the fuck that happens. Like, you get wicked shit-faced, you pass out, people have already had this crazy-ass plan, they have this bomb built, they strap it to your neck while you're passed out, you wake up in the morning with a note that's like,
Dude.
Hi, thanks for last night, do all these things or I'm going to blow up your head.
And that's another part of, like, the who is all involved, was he knowledgeable of this? Dude. If you don't watch anything else, it's not. Each episode, I don't even fucking know. There's like 5. Fucking watch it.
Genius.
Evil genius. Because me, it's like, oh, you will fucking like this. Of course I fucking will. Oh my God. You have to watch that and,
Dude, that sounds fucking insane.
Dude, after that fucks with your brain, then you need to watch Making Fun. So you
counteract almost died and then watch Funko.
Oh, you said almost.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I don't know.
I know.
My assumption is the guy lives. I don't recall any news reports saying some guy's fucking head blew up in Pennsylvania. But who knows? I might have
But that was
been watching the news that
2003
day.
as well, so.
It's been a minute.
So yeah, you have to watch that.
Will do.
See.
I seen he says it's real.
Dude, bro.
And he says in capital letters, Jade.
The dude!
It's
And you
all
know
real
Kevin Hurst.
documented.
God love Kevin
Yeah.
Hurst. He's one of our fucking top listeners, even though sometimes he agrees with Jade versus the Heather. We feed off each other. But yeah, fucking watch it. Everybody. Oh my God. I'm
Plus,
going to go on fucking interwebs and say it.
Also, it's not something we rub in each other's face. Like,
Oh yeah.
we have 20 people who are Team Heather and 15 people who are Team Jade. Haha. Like, we don't do that.
Nah, no, we don't.
Oh, yay. Kevin Hurst still Team Jade, though. Appreciate that.
Motherfucker. Fucking. Anyway, so those are my Netflix. This week, watch on Netflix. Making Fun. Yay, Funko. We love Funko.
Yeah.
It's a fucking.
Ooh, new Funko coming out for me. New Diamond.
Yeah.
Diamond Pop coming out.
Which one?
The fish from Little Mermaid.
Oh yes, Flounder.
Flounder, yeah.
Yes, it's on my list. Of course, dude. You can blame Ed for that. You can blame Ed for the Diamond series.
I wish I had that Indian commercial with the Indian YouTube. Hi, welcome back to YouTube.
Yay.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
So since we're putting
Yes.
stuff over currently
Yes.
with Netflix,
Put it
let's
over.
talk about our sponsors.
Yes.
Our first sponsor is Collar Elbow.
Yeah.
You can go on their website. They have their new spring collection out right now. Buy some cool shit.
Elbow.
Yep, Collar X Elbow. Go there. Use our code BF Show Podcast. You'll get 10% off your order. And they got a bunch of shit on clearance.
Dude, it's fucking. Oh, do they?
Yes.
Nice.
I actually was looking at it because I was going to buy the baseball tee they got, and then like a hat. But then I seen Ed had the hat. So.
Oh yeah. And to be fair, we got a package in the mail. And I'm like, hey, it has my name on it. I open it and it's 2 more fucking hats. And I'm like, hey, I got new hats. And he's like, no, they're mine. I'm like, motherfucker. It said Heather on there. And he's like, well, I just told them to send it, so.
Oh, I want one.
You know,
is
they
it
just
the
have
collar? Is it the?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what the hat I was
You
going to
can-
order. I'll ask Ed.
Yeah, you can argue when you go to.
Because I love hats, so I wear hats all the
See,
time.
I don't know. Like, it's weird. I'm not a hat person, but people tell me, well, Ed told me all the time, he's like, dude, hats are awesome. I'm like,
I love hats. I wear hats.
I don't know how that's.
I have like 2 hats that I wear all the time.
Yeah.
I just love them.
Yeah.
I do. So I was going to buy a collar elbow hat. So I'm going to
Yeah.
ask Ed to give me one of the hats. Sweet.
Yeah, so check them out. And then the food of the Blue Apron
Yes.
is one of our sponsors.
So we're still working on our website. It's still in process of being built, so we'll put the link on there. But we have the link on our Twitter. Right now you can get $30 off your first box or $40 off your first 2 boxes.
Right.
Or you can get 5 meals free with your first 2 boxes. So whichever you like, that would be great. We appreciate you, patroning Blue Apron.
Yeah.
Also, the thing that's great about Blue Apron is that if you're busy, everything's already weighed out. It's already portioned out for you. All easy to follow recipe with pictures. shows you what it's supposed to look like at the end. You can follow along with it. And then also the other thing about it is that you can keep the recipes, and then you can just, your next box is order stuff you haven't gotten yet, and then just make a recipe collection.
Right.
And you can make it all yourself because you've made it before.
And also what you can do is, let's say you're going to be out of town for a couple weeks, so you don't want this fucking fresh-ass food sitting on your porch, nowhere to go.
Even
so
though they do come in a cooler.
Yes, exactly. But, a week, questionable. So you can actually go on their site, and they have it planned up to, I think, 5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You can go all the way out and say, hey, nothing really sounds good, or I'm going to be out of town, and you can kind of cancel that week, and then it will just carry over.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of times that, me and Ed were kind of picky, so I'm like, nothing looks good. We'll just wait.
Yeah,
so
you can skip the box.
Exactly.
So with the $30 off the first box, if you do it for a family of 2, you get 3 meals for the week, and the box with shipping only ends up costing you $20.
Yeah.
If you do the family pack where it's like for 4 people, it's always free shipping on the family ones. And I think your first box is only $40 with the $30 off. So you can't beat that. You can't go out to dinner 3 times for $20. No. Most of the time you can't even buy food for 2 people for $20. So this is already ready to go for you. So definitely try out Blue Apron, and then just definitely buy clothes from Collar Elbow, and we love them. So
just try it. Ain't no harm in fucking trying.
For real.
Yes.
You can cancel after your first box. You don't like it, get your $30 off. You don't like it.
And you still got the recipe card.
Still got 2 or 3 recipe cards for your first box. So you should get 2 or 3 meals with your first box. Gimmick. So you still have those. You can still make them, and it only costs you $20 to try it out. Then you can just cancel. So do that.
Yeah. So, do you think we're ready?
I think we're ready.
I think we're ready.
We've really been making an effort to try to get our podcast under 2 hours.
But we just love you guys, and we just keep talking. I'm just like, I haven't seen Jade in like 2 weeks.
Right, so and we've done so much stuff in that time.
Yeah.
So, so we're trying to keep it under 2 hours. We're at 1 hour and 30 now, so we're just going to go ahead and go with our top 5.
Our top 5. Now, with the top 5, before we announce what it is, which I think I probably already did on the interwebs, is it going to be 5 collectively, or is it going to be like 5, 4, 3, 2, number 1? Like.
So I have mine as like. So I think it's a collective list of the top 5 people that I wish I would see. Okay. Except for number 1 is my actual absolute number 1.
Okay, so number 1
I would see or would have seen.
Okay, so number 1 and everybody else filters down.
Yes.
Bet. All right.
So we'll start with 5.
5. Okay. So I guess for me, I will start. And I'm going to start with Mr. Frank Sinatra.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, so I love all different types of music. Mm-hmm. And Frank Sinatra, it depends on my mood, but he's so suave, and it's just, like, the music is just so amazing.
And I think the whole, like, aura that came with the Rat Pack, and, like, just how cool they were, and hanging out, and the casino, Las Vegas life back in the day seemed pretty sweet.
So, I mean, if I had the chance, I totally would have fucking got a table down front with, my wine and my steak that I don't even like, and some candles on the table, and go see Frank Sinatra. Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty sweet. I used to listen to him when I was a kid growing up.
I think, honestly, deep down, whether people want to say it or not, everybody has a soft spot for Frank Sinatra.
I agree.
So
I agree with that. So my number 5 is Beastie Boys.
Okay.
So, I grew up really listening to rap.
Mm-hmm.
My mom listened, so I listened to everything growing up, right? But, like, the majority of things I listened to was rap. So with being the Beastie Boys, and then, all coming out of Def Jam, I think really all Def Jam influenced me as a kid growing up. But, like, I really wish I would have seen the Beastie Boys before, one of their members died.
Right.
So now they don't perform, so
yeah.
I wish I would have seen them.
Yeah, that would have been fucking awesome. All right. Well, then, for my, not technically number 4, but next in list, I'm going to go with David Bowie. I do have a David Bowie tattoo on me from the Labyrinth. It just, David Bowie was just a whole mix of fabulous. Like, I don't know how other, just when he, like, his music and whether he did it with, other people or just him, it just flowed so amazingly. And yeah, I love David Bowie.
Yeah, I love David Bowie too.
I know. Oh, I don't have many stories.
Now I'm sad.
I know.
Now thinking about it.
Because everybody's like dead.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, because like I loved him in Labyrinth, right?
Oh,
you got a giant tattoo
yes.
on your leg.
Yes.
But yeah.
And that's the thing, it's like certain people, when you look if you were to look up fabulous in the dictionary, you would find two people. You'd find David Bowie and you'd find Steven Tyler.
Yeah.
They are fabulous.
I just listened to Steven Tyler on Joe Rogan the other day. He was on Joe Rogan. Yeah, for like 3 hours. It was pretty awesome.
That's awesome. Okay.
The next one for me I had was Guns N' Roses.
Okay.
So like I remember when I was a kid and they were just gigantic.
Right.
And we always sang along to their songs like Welcome to the Jungle and Sweet Child of Mine.
Appetite of Destruction. Yep.
I wish I would have like seen them in their prime.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know they've been doing some like random shows.
But it's
like,
not the same. It's so
yeah,
not
like
the
when it was
same.
like Duff and Axl, like
right.
when it was really like all of them together instead of just like Fat Axl and then sometimes Slash and then Never Duff and yeah. So I wish I would have seen them in their prime.
Yeah. Well, this isn't on my list, but it goes with your Guns N' Roses. I was lucky enough to see Iron Maiden 2 years ago, and it was with Bruce Dickinson, and he could still fucking kick ass. They had the Eddie Monster fucking everything. It was amazing. We were at where the Chicago Bulls play. Was it Nationwide Arena or one of them fucking places?
Nationwide is Columbus.
Sorry.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, whatever's in Chicago. But I mean, that was just absolutely like amazing. But it was like he was still Bruce Dickinson 30 years later.
Yeah.
Or 40, Right. So I would have loved to see that. But yeah, go ahead. Oh yeah, so it's still mine. Sorry.
Yeah, number 3 for you.
Okay, so the next one would have to be Johnny Cash.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Johnny Cash, because I hate country,
mm-hmm.
but I always tell everybody, I was like, I hate country, but Johnny Cash is like the extent like of country, and everyone's like, dude, that's country as shit.
Right.
I was like, yeah, but that was like rock and roll country, like the shit now is like pop country.
Yeah.
Or crying about dogs and shit. I don't know.
Well, I think that, like, country is a weird one, right? Because I really feel like, even though I'm not a country fan, and I don't really listen to country very much, like, I honestly feel like country is really a genre where they can tell a story and you can really, like, cry with it. Like there's not really any other genre that you listen to,
right?
Where
and maybe that's
you
my
can tell a
thing,
story that's sad or that's uplifting, either way, and you can really feel emotion behind that song. Like really, like rock and roll is rock and roll, but there's not much emotion behind it. Like when you listen to it.
I mean, I could see that. Yeah. I don't know.
It's really one of those weird genres.
I don't know. Maybe because I'm more like hide my emotion type person. I was like, country, fuck off. But yeah, Johnny Cash. So usually, like actually earlier or like yesterday when I was cutting the grass, I was listening to Johnny Cash, CCR, The Doors. Like that was my like. I don't need fucking shit that's on the radio now. I don't know anything that's on the radio now.
Yeah.
I'm old school. So yeah, Johnny Cash. Yay, Johnny Cash.
So I guess kind of going with your Johnny Cash, like my random thing was, even though I've never like really listened to a lot of his music,
mm-hmm.
but just to like check him out and see what the fuck's going on with that is Elvis.
Okay, yeah, I had thought about that.
Yeah, it's like not that I'm like some huge Elvis fan, but like back in the day he was pretty smoking hot.
Yeah.
And like he did do a lot of music and did a lot of movies. He's almost like a Justin Bieber of today kind of thing.
Right, like he was it.
Yeah, so it's like My grandma loved him, and she
Mhm.
had Elvis tapes that she continued to listen to all the way till she was like really old, and
Yeah.
she never listened to any music.
My grandma.
But she still listened to Elvis. And then Dave's grandma is a huge Elvis fan. She would go see an Elvis impersonator at the park.
That is
So it's like,
amazing.
I would like to just see in person what that was all about.
Right. Yeah, I was lucky enough when I went to Vegas. I saw one of the Elvis impersonators. I got my picture with him, and I was like 17 maybe. But yeah, it was. I mean, he was a revolution, you know.
Right.
So being a part of that, yeah, I'd actually thought about that. So I actually, because there's so many people that I thought about. I have honorable mentions.
Okay.
Can I do my?
Yeah.
Well, let me do my number 2.
Yes.
And then honorable mentions, and then number 1. So this was kind of hard between my number 1 and my number 2. But my number 2, I'd have to say The Doors. Growing up, my dad was very, 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 very into The Doors.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up, I wasn't into The Doors because anything my dad liked, I was like, nope, denied. Which was the Rolling Stones, The Doors, and even the Beastie Boys. Growing up, and I'm just like, because he liked it.
Right.
The older I got, I was like, oh my god, like all of this is amazing. Like now I love the Rolling Stones, but The Doors, like Jim Morrison, just all of it. Like he was so like suave, and just that sound, that keyboard sound, you knew it was the fucking Doors. So yeah, I have quite a few burned CDs because unlike most of these people now with their touchy fucking technology cars, I have CDs.
You do have CDs.
And I do burn CDs because I'm old. But yeah, so I have quite a few. And there's been many of times that I've done Whiskey Song, also known as the Alabama Song, for karaoke. So, but yes, I absolutely love The Doors. I would have loved. Now, I know a couple of them go on tour now, but it's not the same.
Right.
Jim Morrison was the fucking Doors.
Well, it's like you'd like to see Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. I've seen...
Or see a Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Exactly. I've seen John Fogerty, which was fucking amazing, but it's... Same thing with Queensryche. Queensryche, there's 2 of them. There's the Jeff Tate version, and then there's the Queensryche, everybody but Jeff Tate.
Right.
So, it's not the same. Like, it's not the OG version. So, But yeah, The Doors. The Doors.
So that was your number 2?
That was my number 2.
Sorry. So my number 2 is not one group in particular.
Okay.
So it's not an honorable mention, but like I think any old Motown.
Okay.
So like, you know, the Temptations, Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
You know, just like any of those groups when you've seen them in person.
Well, because they, you know, they revolutionized fucking
Right.
everything.
You have like Marvin Gaye, the Jackson 5.
Right.
There's so many, like I have like this whole giant list of them, and it's like so many I can't even name them all off. Like how many there are, like the Commodores, the Isley Brothers, there's Michael Jackson, Jackson 5, Rick James, Bonnie Pointer, Pretty Things, Smokey Robinson, Diana Ross, like all of these people.
Yeah.
Aretha Franklin. I'm not even sure she was on Motown, but still, like just to be able to see them in their prime and during that whole era of like when they would dance and they would harmonize.
Yes, and you had a group that fucking, you know, the backup singers and all of that. I mean, and if you asked anybody, you know, they might not know who one person is, but somebody at some point knows, you know, from the Motown.
Right.
So, whether you're like hardcore into music or not, you know, you've watched a movie, something, you're like, oh, I love that fucking song, or like, yeah, well, if this wasn't a thing, where would we be right now?
Thanks, Barry Gordy.
Yeah. Yay, Motown. Plus, wasn't that a Detroit thing? Yeah. So Jade likes to go back to Detroit now. Even though tartar sauce is better on a big boy than fucking mustard and ketchup. That's like a Crystal. That's like the difference between fucking Crystals and White Castle. Which one do you prefer? Crystals or White Castle?
Well, you know, Crystals, just because it was like Annihilation on Bourbon Street, and it's literally right there on Bourbon Street.
See? They love White Castle. White Castle's the shit. Like, literally. The shit.
White Castle is good, too. I'm not saying...
Yes.
Like,
It's weird, though. Like, those are the offsets.
But it's literally like... Crystals doesn't exist here.
No, it doesn't.
So you can get White Castle anytime you want.
Yes.
Right? So, like, if you go to the South and you're like, oh, Crystals is only here...
Well, that's what
I can't get it back home.
Right.
It's the same. You went and ate at Ruby Slipper.
Yes.
That is a chain.
But it's, yeah.
But it's not here.
And every time that I go to Nashville, I hit the Crystals. Even though I'm just like, so not the same. But because I'm in their world, I have to have one.
Exactly. That's the point.
Yeah.
So that's why I prefer Crystals to White Castles, because I've literally ate White Castles my whole life and Crystals like twice.
I don't know. I still prefer
Plus,
White
it sparks
Castle.
a good memory.
Yeah.
On Bourbon Street with my sister.
Oh.
Dirty 30.
Wah,
Game of
wah.
lap dance.
Wah, wah. I
Yeah.
know. I couldn't
but
make
you didn't
it.
Go.
That was Days of the Dead in Atlanta.
Womp.
Womp. So, okay. So, let me give my honorable mentions. My honorable mentions for the top 5 bands, musicians that I wish I would have been able to see. The one still tours, so technically I could see him, is New Kids on the Block. I was a huge New Kids on the Block fan growing up. They still tour, but it's not the same. I watch the Wahlburgers, and I'm like, damn, the older Donnie gets, the more attractive he gets.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my god. Yeah, but I'm a huge Mark Wahlberg. I love the
I was about to say,
Wahlberg.
he still cannot hold a candle to his brother.
I don't know. Mark wins. But yeah, no, Donnie, but like that was my shit. I had slippers and pillows and all that bullshit. I think I sold it in a yard sale when I was like, I don't know, like 13. But yeah. Every time they like come around, either I have a wrestling show or something else. So hopefully with me stopping wrestling, I'll be able to go see New Kids on the Block.
Yeah.
Yes. Another honorable mention is Metallica. Once again, Metallica now is not Metallica 30 years ago. Oh my god, like growing up, love Metallica. The longer the song, just fucking guitar riffs. It's fucking amazing.
Hardest Guitar Hero shit ever if you played a game.
Right. Yeah. Oh, Guitar Hero. That was a thing. Is that still a thing? Oh, I don't know. I don't know kids. I don't play. They actually are touring. They're coming to... The fuck are they coming? They're coming to US Bank, but I think tickets are already sold out. Or they're like $200 a ticket. And I'm like, fuck off. I'll just watch old videos. So, another one is Quiet Riot. Quiet Riot, fucking love.
Come on, feel
Yeah, see, look.
Yeah, I love
Quiet Riot, but obviously it can't be because he's passed.
Yeah.
And everything, but yeah, I loved that growing up. I was very Headbangers Ball.
I seen him with Eddie Money.
Wait a minute, you saw Quiet Riot with Eddie Money?
Yes, at
The fuck?
at Pine Knob in Michigan. I'm trying to
Wow.
think who else was on the show. Was someone else?
What year was
on
this?
A long time ago.
Okay.
96.
Wow. Yeah. I started going to Eddie Money shows in fucking 2000 and...
Well, my mom was
And-
a huge Eddie Money fan, and then Eddie Money used to always open up Pine Knob every season. So he was like the first show of the year, and we would go and sit on the grass.
Fucking Eddie Money.
Good times.
Good time. So yeah, those are just my honorable mentions, but I have to go with my number one. Number one is Tupac Shakur.
That's a good one.
Yes, because I love all different types of music, but when I was in my grade school, like my 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, all those, I was very hood. I loved rap. I was very West Side, fuck East Side, even though you know, technically Ohio is more east side than west side, but I lived on the west side of Bryce Hill, so it balances out.
And you live on the west side of Cincinnati.
Exactly, so it was okay. But it was very, you know, west side, Tupac. When he died, his 1 year anniversary, I had a memorial party and had my friends come over and we did a sleepover.
That's pretty hardcore.
Dude, I loved Tupac. I had so many shirts. If you ever see any old school, like, hey, Heather has a pant leg pulled up and she's gangster and her boxer shorts are hanging out. Yeah, usually I had like a Tupac shirt on too.
My best friend in college, she had a Tupac poster
in
her dorm room, and she literally had the whitest roommate I've ever seen in my life. Like, she was like whiter than you.
Everybody loves Tupac. It doesn't matter, man.
No, I'm just saying her roommate was like ultra white. And I think she only listened to like Christian rock.
Ah, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, so it was like, awkward. She lives with this like Indian chick from from northern Michigan and listens to Tupac, so that was fun.
And he was very pretty. And actually, me and my ex, I remember going to the movie theater and seeing Resurrection of Tupac. There was one Tupac movie that was like a documentary that was in like theaters.
Yeah.
Totally went and me and Kyle went and saw it. Yeah. Hail Mary.
We didn't talk about this stuff.
That's okay. That's okay.
Number one for me.
Yes. Number one for Jade.
Is Prince. So I absolutely love Prince.
Mm-hmm.
Prince is my favorite artist
of all time
in my whole life. I love him. I had someone make a tank top for me. That was a Prince tank top. Yeah, Erica.
Oh shit.
She made those. She made like a Darling Nikki Cafe.
Yeah.
Tank top for me, and then the hook on it said, "Call me up when you want to grind." But it was like a coffee shop shirt. It was so awesome. She made it. I remember I drove all the way to Jungle Gyms to get it from her before I went on vacation a couple of years ago. But I absolutely love Prince. He's my favorite artist of all time. He came to Louisville, and I was like, I'll catch him the next time, and then he ended up dying.
Right.
So now I'll never catch him. But I actually have a CD in my car at all times. It's either him or Twisted. That's in my player at all times. So I love Prince. And I used to actually listen to him on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
And then they took his whole catalog off Spotify. So then that's when I had to like burn a CD of all his music that I have.
Right.
And then I also have like his greatest hits collection. So it's not a burn, it's the actual CD that I bought.
Yeah.
But now he's back on Spotify. So then I have a Prince mix that I listen to on Spotify. But for the most part, I listen to his greatest hits CD all the time. I love him.
That's awesome.
His anniversary of his death just passed. And it was another sad day.
So crazy. Yeah. I remember when he was on that episode of New Girl, because I love that show.
Yeah.
Prince was on it, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's so great. But yeah. But that's the thing, it's like, it's so hard to narrow it down, because it's like, if we had a top 10, things like that, there's so many people, like Jimi Hendrix, I would have fucking loved to see, you know, just so much.
Like we said earlier, like Leonard Skinner,
like
CCR,
the OG fucking, groups.
Even just some random, like, fucking one-offs, you know, like...
Oh, yeah! Can do!
Sorry.
What is that?
That's Rick and Morty. That's my text message. My text message is Candy. Yeah. Sorry.
I was like,
I have Mr. Meeseeks from Rick and Morty, because I love Rick and Morty.
I'm like, that was so crazy. I'm like,
technology.
I thought someone was sending us something. I'm like, what are they doing?
No, it's just me. But
that was crazy.
So, but that's the thing, because both me and Jade, we love music, very open to everything. You know, like I said, country's the only one I'm like, Can
you imagine just seeing like a concert of one-hit wonders? Like you'd have like Dexy's Midnight Runners doing "Come On Eileen" as like the last song.
Yeah,
because that song is awesome.
Dire Straits only had like I think 2. They're not really one, but like Milli Vanilli, like shit like that. Yeah. But it's like all shit we know, so yes.
Like the Cardigans, the Love Me song from Romeo and Juliet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were super big with that one song.
Right. Well, real quick though, the Taste of Cincinnati is this weekend.
It is?
Yes.
I had no idea.
Oh, well shit. So Taste of Cincinnati is this weekend.
I'm going on the donut trail.
So she's going to be tapped out on food. So we might actually
All
hit
the
it up.
bread.
One of the things they're having this year is on Sunday, they're having like these groups. Like, you have to actually pay like $30 to get a ticket, but it's like the B-52s.
Oh, I see
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
I actually was
yeah.
going to put them on my list, but then I know they're still performing
Right.
and with the original members, so I was like,
Same
I
thing with
could
the
still see
Beach
them.
Boys. That's how I feel about the Beach Boys. But anyway, yeah, so it's them, and I forget who the other ones were, but there's two other people that I'm like, oh my god, it's totally worth $30. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Taste Cincinnati if you're in Cincinnati. Go down, eat some fucking food, drink really expensive booze. It's supposed to be halfway nice weekend, maybe.
So tomorrow
Yes.
it's supposed to rain in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Not that anybody will give a shit on Tuesday when they listen to this. But
Yeah.
tomorrow afternoon, Saturday, it's supposed to rain all afternoon. But it's
Just
supposed to
don't
be
know.
nice Sunday, nice Monday. It's actually supposed to be like 90 degrees on Monday.
Plus
so
Cincinnati,
we'll all just stay in the house.
When it rains in Cincinnati, it usually rains for 10 minutes and you're done. It's like Florida.
Right.
So, but yeah, so we kept it. It's not under 2 hours, but we're really fucking close. We're trying for you guys.
It is under 2 hours.
Bruh. It's 9:05.
No, we're at 1 hour and 50 minutes and 10 seconds.
Because it reset.
God damn it.
Anyway, so we were really close. And actually, we can see that some of you are watching us on YouTube. So, thank you guys. We want to be doing more stuff here on YouTube. So,
And as always, you can follow us on Twitter at BF Show Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Best Friend Show Podcast. You can email us at bestfriendshowpodcast@gmail.com.
Facebook.
You can see us on our Facebook page, where some of you may already be watching. And then you can also go to our website, which is still in process, but it's the bestfriendshow.com.
Yes, and it will be up and running soon. We just gotta, we're busy people. So is our webmaster. So we'll get it all situated for you guys.
Yep. And as always,
I'm Hardcore Heather Owens.
and I'm Jade, and this was the Best Friend Show.
Best Friend Show Podcast. Episode 9, bitch.
Out.
Oh. How'd you stop this? Nobody's watching. I don't care. Do you